Hi, Kristen Martin, pediatric occupational therapist and mom here today with another round of 5 ways to play. And today we are going to be talking about 5 ways to play with food, round 2. I have my helpers, Juliet and Grant, with me today to demonstrate some of the ways that we like to play with food. As I mentioned in my first video, I also do some feeding therapy, so this is a topic that I'm really interested in and that I've done a lot of work with kids on, both in my family and outside of my family. So we are here to talk about 5 more fun ways to play with food. Now you can do these things during your mealtime. Some of them are maybe more appropriate to do outside of mealtime. And this is really helpful if your kids are picky eaters, if there are certain foods that they don't like. These are just some fun ways to expose them to food in a pressure-free way. Now, I just want to mention that you never want to force your child to interact with food in a way that they do not want to interact. So the best thing to do is to just... Yeah, he's giving you a preview of what food we're going to be demonstrating soon. But you just want to model this for your child.
I still got my cheese stick.
Yep, ideally you want to model it for them. And then also kind of take your child's lead with this stuff. If your child comes up with a fun way to play with food, it's very reinforcing for you to imitate whatever they're doing. So that's another great way to reinforce whatever they're doing with the food, as long as it's playful and appropriate. So we are going to get started. The first way that you can play with food is you can have your child help you wash fruits and vegetables. Now this could be done just in the sink. I'm going to show you how we do it just with a little bowl of water, a carrot. Our carrot's a little sad looking, so we're going to be using it for something else in a little while. So you can just have your child go ahead and give it a bath. Yep. Put it in the water, and if you have like a little potato scrubber or even a new clean toothbrush that you don't think your child will put in their mouth during the activity, you can have them help you scrub, wash that carrot. So you can see they're interacting with it, they're touching it, which is...
Say more bath.
Yeah, give it some more bath. And then Juliet, you can dry it for me. So they can just wash and dry your vegetables or fruits. This is a great way for them to interact with it without any pressure to actually eat it. They're just helping you prepare it. You like that brush? Oh, now you're getting all wet. All right. So helping you just wash the fruits and vegetables, give them a bath, is a really fun way to interact with them. The second way that you can play with food...
Scrub the carrot.
I know, you had fun scrubbing that carrot, but now we're going to move on to our cheese sticks. So the second way that you can play with food is to give your child a knife to help you cut up some food. Now I'm not talking about a sharp knife here. In this case, it's just kind of a standard butter knife.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so you can give them a knife and you're gonna cut up your cheese stick. Go ahead and cut it. So usually when they're cutting, they may end up using their hands to help cut. Cutting yours into little pieces. Oh, let's turn it around. All right, ready? Now you try. Push. Whoa. Something about knives are just seemingly kind of dangerously fun for kids. So as long as it's a knife that's not going to cut them, this is also a fun way to get them to interact with foods, even if they're not actually eating it. Another thing that you can have them use is just a clean pair of scissors. And you can use this for any kind of soft food, or even I like to use them on fruit and vegetable peels, or even pasta. So if your child is around the age of 2.5 or older, and you feel comfortable with them using scissors, then you can have them practice cutting some fruit and vegetable peels as well. So Juliet, show us how you cut the carrots. Cut up these carrots with the scissors.
Mom, I need to.
Ooh. Do you want to use scissors?
No.
No, you like using the knife?
Actually, I use scissors.
Okay. Here, you can practice cutting the carrots. Thumb on top. Now you can cut the carrot ribbons. Ready? This way. Snip. And I've had a lot of success even with very picky eaters, kids that don't eat any vegetables. They really have fun cutting like the strips of carrots or even like spaghetti pasta.
Cut the cheese stick.
Oh, you can cut the cheese stick too. So as you can see, you can cut all different types of foods. The third way that you can play with food is to give your child some tinier or different types of utensils than you might think of. So in this case, we may use like little bitty cups. These are like little red Solo cups. You can get them at the Dollar Tree in a pack of about 20. So this is a great way to give your kids just a little sample of something at the dinner table. Maybe it's a soup that you're making or a little bit of a smoothie or something. And it's almost like those little samples that you get at the grocery store that a lot of kids gravitate towards. This just gives it to them in a little sample size portion. You can also think about using little spoons. This is from the Dollar Tree. They're just, I think they're almost like little appetizer spoons. But these are really fun. Do you want one?
Yeah.
I'll use this for applesauce. All right. So you can see that using just a little spoon is often a lot less less overwhelming than a big spoon. So if I were to serve, let's say, applesauce with a big spoon, that might be kind of scary for a kid who is unsure about a new food. But when we're serving it with just a little tiny spoon, it just allows you to put a little bit on their plate. Even a little tiny spoonful on your plate. It just allows them to put a little bit on their plate. I often like to, at dinner time, ask my child if they want a big spoonful of, say, mac and cheese or a little spoonful. You can use these little spoons. I've even used like just little, I think this is a 1/4 teaspoon of something so that it's very underwhelming for the child. Grant obviously likes applesauce, so he's taking a lot of little spoonfuls. But
I can have some more.
Sure, go ahead. You can take another little spoonful. But this is a great way to serve foods at meal times. Another fun thing to use is toothpicks. Toothpicks are a super fun way for kids to be able to try foods, and it helps them work on their fine motor skills as well. So you can find the fun, fancy toothpicks usually in party stores, but even just plain wooden toothpicks are really fun for kids to use if you feel like they are safe enough to be using them. With the toothpicks, you can have them poke little holes in the food, even if they're not using it to feed themselves, poking little holes in the food, maybe bringing it up to their nose to smell. Those are all really fun ways that you can use toothpicks. You can also find similar tiny forks just like this. They're marketed as appetizer forks, but those are another really fun utensil to add to your dinner table. The fourth way that you can play with food is to play hide and seek with it. So I often like to give kids a napkin when they are at meal times because you can play hide and seek with it. So let's see if you can play hide and seek with your cheese. Hide it under the napkin. Oh, you have a little piece left, I think. Oh, there's a little piece. Yep, under the napkin. Where'd it go?
I don't know.
Peekaboo. So they can hide food under their napkin. You can also have them hide it if they have a longer sleeve. They can hide it. Oh, yours is getting stuck. They can hide it under their shirt. Peekaboo. And it's better to have your child do this. I'm just demonstrating it for you. Or even hide it in their mouth. Show me how you hide this in your mouth. Where'd it go? Oh, I see it. Peekaboo. So that's a fun way to be able to hide food, play with it while you're at the table. And then the fifth way that you can play with food is to use food as stamps. So you can use any type of puree for this. We're going to use ketchup, but if your child is more comfortable using something like paint and you're not worried about them licking the vegetable or the fruit or whatever you're painting with, then you can certainly use regular paint as well. Yeah, we're all done cutting the carrot, but now we're going to paint. So we're just gonna put a little bit of ketchup on our plate. I'll show them how we do this. And there are, oh, yep. You're gonna use this ketchup. Now, do you want to use a broccoli?
Yeah.
Or an onion to paint with? Broccoli. So these make some fun stamps and paint. You can see the onion has almost like little bits of brush on it at the end. Juliet, would you like to try the onion? All right, you can paint with the onion. So we're just gonna squirt a little bit of ketchup on there, and then you can paint with that. Oh, Grant, show me how you paint with the broccoli. Ready? Dip, dip. Do you want to paint your tongue or the plate? Oh, you're painting your tongue with it.
I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah, you can eat it. Go ahead. So you can see they may even take a little bite off of their paintbrush, which in this case is totally fine because we're using something edible. Other great things for this are to use like the base of the celery stalk that you cut off of. Any type of cabbage is good. Anything with leaves can be a paintbrush. Carrots make some really nice little circles. Whoa, oh, you painted your hands with it. So you can use the bottom of the carrot.
My arms.
Whoa. You can paint your bodies. You can paint plates, whatever your child is comfortable with. So as you can see, there are lots of fun ways that you can play with food. And sometimes you can even get your child to try things that they may not normally eat. He doesn't normally eat broccoli. Raw broccoli, at least. So we hope that you enjoyed these ideas, and we'll see you next time. Bye.